Question, is there firewood on the island?
I guess.
Then I would bring an axe, no books.
No, it has to be a book, Dwight.
Fine. Physician's desk reference.
This video was made possible by my patrons, Christian Delorme, Just Another ANCAP, Joshua Bartlett, Scorch88, and all other patrons at the additional tiers. Thank you so much to all of you. Hello everyone, this is My 2 Cents, and today I'm finally getting to answering your questions from my 2,000 subscriber Q&A video. I know this video is late, and actually since the time I posted that last video, I have made it to 3,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone for your support, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Once again, I apologize for not being able to get out any videos last week. Life has been hectic, but hopefully I will be getting back into a more regular schedule here soon. Anyways, enough with that, let's get to answering your questions. Capitalism is Good asks, what was your political ideology before you became an ANCAP? Before I was an ANCAP, I was a minarchist libertarian. I believed that the government should be as small as possible, providing only essential services such as police, fire department, military, and courts. I've always been a libertarian, but there was a time when I thought that the government was necessary in order to provide these functions. What really woke me up was when the question was put to me regarding whether or not these services could, in principle, be funded privately. Like any other private service. If competition makes every other business cheaper and higher quality, then why not police, military, and courts? Further, I've found that the thing that truly separates a state from a private corporation is the perceived legitimacy to steal. I mean, tax the people in order to fund services regardless of whether or not the people want those services, and regardless of how poor those services might be. The essential difference between a minarcho-capitalist and an anarcho-capitalist is whether or not you believe the state should have the power to collect taxes by force to fund services whether the people want those services or not. I suspect that most minarcho-capitalists will realize they are actually anarcho-capitalists when they consider that question. Tahir Sims asks, which side of the Galactic Civil War were you on? The Confederation of Independent Systems or the Republic? I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer that. Paul White asks, what do I, as an ANCAP, think of patriotism and nationalism? Well, as I said in my response to Lauren Rose's defense of alt-right nationalism, a nation is not identical to a government. I believe that nations naturally form as a result of people with similar backgrounds and interests voluntarily associating with one another. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with having a healthy pride in one's heritage. However, no individual bears the responsibility for what his ancestors did thousands of years ago. Personally, I think that people who are obsessed with nationality tend to be those who don't have any personal accomplishments of their own that they can take pride in. And so instead, they insist on taking pride in what their ancestors did or didn't do generations before they were born. This is fundamentally what's going on every time a black person tries to claim victimhood because of what happened to slaves in the American South, or whenever an alt-righter constantly talks about how Europeans built Western civilization. Yeah, both those things happened, but that doesn't make you a victim or a genius, respectively. I think nations are a natural thing, but no one ought to be finding their identity solely in their nationality. He also asks, are you religious? What are your religious beliefs? I am religious. Specifically, I'm a Christian. Religious issues really aren't the main focus of my channel, but I do discuss them when they overlap with other economic and cultural issues. For those of you who are unaware, I've actually been on the channel Deflating Atheism before, discussing religious issues with him, so you can check out those streams on his channel if you'd like to learn more. Liberty Patriot asks, what is the most trouble you got into in public school? Boy, that is a tough one. I wasn't really a problematic student. I did get sent to the office once when I hit another student. He hit me first, but we both got in trouble. Christian Queller asks, if the United States became anarcho-capitalist, what should we do about the national debt? I admit this is a tougher question to answer because the national debt is tied to the Federal Reserve banking system, which literally guarantees that the government must go into deeper and deeper debt. For more information on this, check out the following video by Mike Maloney that I'll link in the description. But the bottom line is that in order for the US to actually transition to anarcho-capitalism and to get rid of the national debt, the Fed must be abolished. Bishop A.K. asks, how can anarcho-capitalism be marketed to people in order to be more popular than socialism? I recommend checking out my video, The Path to Anarcho-Capitalism, A Pragmatic Approach. I lay out in detail in that video how I think this can be done. There is only one Kek, and Pepe is his prophet, again asks about my religion. As I said, I'm a Christian. Specifically, I attend a Baptist church. My channel isn't focused on religious issues so much other than when they overlap with other cultural issues. But if there is enough interest in hearing about my own religious beliefs, maybe I'd be willing to start a second channel that focuses more on religious topics. If you are interested in seeing something like that, you can go ahead and comment below. Jack Zanarchy asks, what are your thoughts on monarchists and minarchists? I've already explained my previous position as a minarchist, so I'm not going to rehash myself. As for monarchism, that's tough to comment on. I've never really found a coherent argument explaining what anarcho-monarchism is or making a case for it. If you know of any particular videos out there that you think do it well, go ahead and comment and maybe I'll make a video on that. Generic user asks, what drugs and substances have you done? None. While I support legal drug use as a libertarian, I don't personally choose to use them, and I would strongly advise that everyone else not do so either. What you put in your body is your business, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily to your benefit to do so. Just Another ANCAP asks, what is your view of metaphysics? Personally, I adhere to the realism of Thomas Aquinas. Skip Mullins asks, at what age did you start learning anarcho-capitalism, and what books would you use to teach your children about anarcho-capitalism? I was in my early 20s when I first really started learning about anarcho-capitalism. As for books teaching your children, as I've said in previous videos, I would start with Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell. With kids, it's really important that they first learn how the free market works before they start getting into discussions about the function of the state. There are other books that I would recommend as well, but when it comes to teaching children, I wouldn't overload them too early. Just work on getting them to understand supply and demand and other economic basics. Sir Conservatarian has a number of questions. What gun is your avatar holding? What's the story of your avatar having a katana? How much do you work out? How much can you lift? What music do you listen to? I'll preface this by saying that some of my avatar's backstory will be revealed in an upcoming Libertoons episode on the Liberty Network. However, if anyone would be interested in hearing a detailed backstory for my avatar, I'd be willing to make a video about that. Comment below if that's something you'd like to see. On to the questions. My avatar is holding an M4 Colt Commando. He has a katana because he was raised and trained by a Japanese martial arts master. I work out between 1 and 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. I have a pretty awesome gym set up in my garage. As to how much I can lift, to be honest, I don't know. I don't do rep maxes too often. I listen to a lot of different music, but I mostly like old school rock and roll and country. Well, that's it for this video. Again, thank you so much to all of you for your continued support. The next Q&A video will be at 5,000 subscribers, so let's see how fast we can get to that milestone. And that is my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe. You can also hit the bell to ensure you're notified every time I upload a new video. This video was made possible by my patrons. If anyone else would like to donate and help ensure that I have the time and resources to keep putting out content, for just $1 a month on Patreon or Maker Support, you'll receive your name listed in the end credits and the link to one of your social media platforms listed in the description. You can also support the channel by purchasing my 2 cents merchandise or checking out my Amazon affiliate links. To follow me on Twitter, Minds.com, BitChute, WordPress, Gab, or iTunes, check out the links in the description. Uploads are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so stay tuned for more videos.